Hey guys, it is Kyna and Raz coming at you again with a brand new mining video. We are so close to letting you guys get your hands on this, to be able to experience it, break it, play with it, all of that good stuff. But before we do, I wanted to take the time to show you some of the brand new mechanics we'll be bringing to Aetolia through mining, and also explain to you where the skill is going to be based. So as all of you know, the hub for farming is in Cold, whereas the hub for mining is going to be in Goreshire. Now the reason for that is that when Gorbet took over as Mayor of Goreshire in 484 MA, he promised to usher in a new age of progress for the Gnomish people. He does that by formalising their once small mining operation into the Goreshire Miners Syndicate. These cute little buggers are going to help you with all of your mining ventures. Now, let's jump into some of the new mechanics. Where we are starting with this video is on the edge of Dwyran's map, which is a crater that was made by the Terraforming. So let's go ahead and head down there. So we're down in the outpost for Dwyran's wilderness map for mining. It works similar to how the farming maps do. In that they're a big landscape essentially. This one specifically is designed after the Terraforming, who did a big old stompy boy and destroyed part of the forest, creating a crater. Nature has retaken that crater back as a tribute. That's how we've designed this map. The lake at the center is a vague silhouette of his footprint. There's a whole lot of mountains on the edges, perfect for mining. Now this one is Bloodlocks. Of course, as you know, Bloodlock is near a desert. We've built this one with sand dunes, sandstone ruins, sandstone walls and crags and mountains. Also perfect for mining. But let's get back to it. To start, you're going to need your pickaxe. Now, your pickaxe is important for the obvious reason, mining ore. But to start with, you need to prospect your areas. So, you can prospect room by room, and in doing so, it will give you a list of traces of ore that are in your vicinity. Now remember, tile by tile, every tile is different. This isn't this room, the room east, the room north, this is just this tile has traces of all of that, which means if you open a mine here, they're the things that you can expect to find. It goes in a list, so you have the tiniest amount to the biggest amount. You'd find very little coal, but you'd find a truckload of silver ore if you opened a mine right here. Comparatively, if you look here, you would find sparse traces of copper in a mine, but bulk traces of iron. You have to really plan out what you want out of your mine, what your city needs, what you personally need. The alternative to doing it room by room is you can prospect an entire area. Now, prospecting an entire area only shows you the major source on the map. So you can see we've got various letters and colors going on right here as you prospect the entire area. We've got gold up in the northwest. We have some copper over in the eastern side. We've got traces of silver going on. It's only the major one, so it's very basic, but it gives you a broad idea of where you may want to go. So let's go ahead and delve into one of these areas. You've prospected, you've decided that it's worth having a look at. Let's go have a look. Alright, you're familiar with this map. You've seen it before in our previous video, but this is a mine. You're having a look, you're seeing if it's worth your time, you have a bit of an explore, you check it out, and you leave. You decide that you actually want to keep it. So as with farming where you have deeds, so do you have deeds with mining. Once you claim it, it is yours. No other player can come get it. It solely belongs to you. So, what do you do once you're in here? Well, after you explore, you go ahead and find a place that you may want to set up a foreman's office. Where you do that, completely up to you. but I think we're gonna build one here. There we go. We have our foreman's office. Now the foreman's office works in a similar fashion as your sheds on the farming maps do, in that it's your hub. It's where you collect everything. It is where you look at your mining report. As you can see, it has nothing on it when you first, well, open your mine. You haven't actually done anything yet, so let's go ahead and give it something to show. We're going to go ahead and name this mine the Cookie Corp Shaft number 3. And there we go, there's something on here. Cool, huh? Naming your mine isn't the only thing that it can do though. You can see that we've got 0 out of 3 miners. So let's go ahead and hire some. There we go, we have Gilbert, our willowy gnome miner. Now, as a default, they'll call you boss. Now, I don't mind being called boss, but I also prefer being called the Cookie Monster. So that's what they're going to refer to me as now. Hey! Now I've got Wicked, Gilbert and Wicked. So, what do we do with these little gnome people now? Gilbert, we're going to put straight to work. Let's have a look at... We have to first figure out where we want to send Gilbert to. So we know up towards the northeast there is a gold vein. I don't know if you saw that briefly there, but here it is. A beautiful, beautiful gold vein right here in our mines. So let's go ahead and get Gilbert started on this. There we go. Aye, Cookie Monster. So he will happily just plod along and chip away at this vein and start collecting gold ore for you. You can also see nearby those little asterisks there. They are gold deposits, so you can mine them yourself with your pickaxe. It's a good way to get started if you just want a small amount of ore, or if you're a completionist like me, you may want to go around and just get all of them. I mean, why not? Resources are resources. So let's go ahead and completely clear this one. That's that last chunk. Let's pick all of that precious, precious gold up. Now you'll notice it's no longer on the map. It's depleted. You can also see there Gilbert's little marker. Now, what we're creating here is a marker that will allow us to quickly fast travel back to Gilbert. Super handy if you get lost. Super handy if you just want to be really speedy Gonzalez and jump around your mine. Look at that report now. A whole lot of stuff on it. So we can see here that we hired them, that we got Gilbert to start on the gold ore there, and he's mining it, whereas Wicked is idle. But you can see, carts unconnected. What does that mean? Well, let me show you. While they're mining, a gnome is just going to take that gold into their inventory, but eventually it's going to get too heavy. So there has to be an easier way to get the gold from the vein to your foreman's office, and that's via rails. So you can go ahead and just lay these manually like this, and you can see them being left behind on the map right there, beautifully setting a course. But you may realize you actually have a really long way to lay these rails, and you don't want to be a pleb, so let's turn it on as a defense. So now, when you move, you're going to lay rails automatically. But remember that marker we set? It's going to do it all for us, my friends. Look at that beautiful track. Let's quickly turn the defense off. There we go. Look at these rails. Aren't they beautiful? You can go diagonal, sideways, whichever way. And it's gold, which means it's connected. Check it out. Now it's changed from nothing to no cart. So, the obvious answer to this is to put a cart on your mining rails. let's take this cart all the way back to Gilbert, shall we? Woohoo! So now Gilbert has a cart right beside him, like to an adjacent tile. So he'll start offloading that gold that he's mining. Now this will take a period of real life days for him to be able to harvest all of that ore rather. But you can see here, you've got a percentage now. So Gilbert is mining gold, the cart is 0% full. He's just gonna plot away. Check in, make sure it's not full. Once it is, you have to send it all the way back to the foreman's office to put it in the office itself or in a deposit box. Either way, it's safe to leave by itself now. I suppose the next question is, what happens if you want to send carts in various directions? If you try and lay down rail right now, it's not going to let you. See? But it tells you to install a switch. So yes, we have switches. So let's go ahead and install a switch on this rail here, which allows you to go into different directions now. But of course, to be able to activate it, it also needs a lever. Now the lever has to be on an adjacent tile. And there you see, it's on the map. And we can go ahead and lay that rail down now. There we go. Now you'll notice it's red. That's because the rail is currently traveling in the northward direction versus the east direction. But if we go ahead and we pull this lever, any carts now travel in the other direction. They can't go south, but they certainly will go east and southeast. This allows you to create some sort of system in how you want to get your ores back to your foreman's office or your deposit box, but its uses are kind of endless. Something else that I want to show you is sometimes, now just stay with me here because it's not in this mine, but sometimes ore veins can actually pop up behind water. Now obviously bodies of water can't have rails built on them, and you also can't expect your gnomes to sit there mining in water. So what we can actually do is lead the water elsewhere by digging channels. So let's go ahead and dig a channel. Look at that, the water's moved. What happens when you've got a bulk amount of water like we do here? This is where you have to get clever. So we're going to build a pit for the water to travel into over here, hopefully clearing us some space to let rails or miners get to the imaginary on this map ore vein that's behind this water here. You ready? And there it goes, the water moved. Now we suddenly have a clear path right at that southeast section of the wall, and theoretically reaching the vein that's there. So empty these pits, or rather fill them in, and once it's all filled in, you're good to go. We're back in business. Cool. One of the last things that we want to show you today is how many biomes and how full maps are now. Now, I know you got a glimpse of it before, but let me explain some of it to you. You can see all these different biomes. There's heaps of veins there, but look at the greenery, the water, the ruins, the spider webs. Like, you'll learn what all of the different icons mean, but there's so many of them, and every map is different. So you've got a bandit cave up there where the torch is, you've got forests, honestly, they're freaking huge. What's important about the biomes though is they all have different monsters, they all have different challenges. You have to clear them to make sure your mine is safe for your workers. If it's not safe, they're not going to work there. Or if it's not safe, they're going to get eaten by something from the dark. Make sure before you send your miners to their veins and before you start setting up carts, that you've explored your map and you know it's safe. Otherwise, you're going to lose your resources. But that's it for today, guys. I'm so excited. I cannot express enough how excited I am. And I'm so thankful for everybody having the patience to let us get through this. We want to make sure it's absolutely amazing. You guys deserve our best work. But this is where we're at. I hope you like it. Thank you so much.